All right. Good to see everybody. And this was a really good night for Wake Forest football. Really proud of our whole football team, especially our guys on defense who the first couple of weeks struggled out of the gate and have really worked hard and prepared hard and played, good defense tonight against an exceptional offense. We do a good job of creating turnovers. We continue to do that tonight, which really helps us and gives us extra possessions. Obviously, Nick Anderson with 3 picks had a great game for us. I thought our offense was steady, consistently moved the football. Again, just another good team win. They're an excellent special teams unit as well. And, I thought we neutralized their return game for the most part. And, the big story of the game is we had to stop the run and to hold Herbert, to whatever 3 or 4 yards a carry when he was averaging 10 a carry. Clearly we had to do that and limit him, and we did a great job. So again, we sustained offensive drives. We created turnovers. We limited one of the best tailbacks in the country and just really executed the game plan extremely well. So it's a great win for Wake Forest. And again, thanks to our fans who came out. And we miss our students, and we hopefully can get them back in a couple of weeks.
Dave, what was the key to holding a team that's averaging over 40 points a game, holding them to 13 tonight? I mean, they moved the ball some on you, but it seemed like your defense always made a big play when they needed.
I just thought we played really well up front. We played well at linebacker. The last 2 weeks, I think our defensive front has really improved. I think we played more physically. We played more up the field. I thought our linebackers were much more downhill. And it was just, we had to execute at a very high level to win this game. And unfortunately, we did that.
Dave, it seemed like about their only play that was successful was Hooker scrambling. And once you got the lead, it was almost like you could deal with that. Is that kind of what you saw out there about their plays they were running?
Yeah, John. I mean, it's when they had to throw the ball, and Hooker's such a good athlete and such a good competitor, and it's hard to account for the quarterback. I mean, I thought we were getting a decent pass rush. We did a good job in coverage, but he's that second part of the play. It's really hard to defend, and he's a good player, and if we could, as long as we kept him to 10 and 12-yard plays and not 80-yard plays, because every time he gets in the free there, you're just holding your breath because he can take it 80.
And most complete game of the year, you think, overall, offense and defense?
John, we've had 2 really good games back-to-back. I mean, I thought we played really well against Virginia, and to follow that up against a team that was playing at a really high level and to a nationally ranked team, these were both really important wins for our program.
Dave, describe how special it was after the game when a true freshman walk-on is being lifted up after 3 interceptions, stepping in there.
Yeah, they were calling him Rudy, and they were chanting Scully. So I think we'll definitely be taking care of that next semester.
So, Dave, you didn't have one in your back pocket there around the scrum with Nick?
What's that?
You didn't have one in your back pocket with Nick up there, or no?
No, there's NCAA limits on those things, and we're at our limit, so it's going to be the next available.
When did you know he was capable of doing something like he did today? When did he first even appear on your radar?
He came to our camp in high school, and he wasn't really heavily recruited, but we liked him. And we offered him a preferred walk-on spot. And fortunately for us, he took it. So he had some, scholarships at maybe lower levels. But that tells you what type of competitor he is. He wanted to play football in the ACC, in the Power 5. And we're certainly glad he did that.
Dave, how important was it to establish the running game early? And what did you see that you liked out of Christian Beal-Smith in that first and second quarter?
Well, we just, we were able to get the ball on the edge a little bit. So much of our inside zone in our stretch, you get people that kind of crash the ends and make that play behind. And, Warren did a great job of seeing that. And we got the ball pitched on the edge. and we got 2 or 3 big plays on that. And that was, it was a good play call and a good play design. And then it kind of slowed down the end a little bit, which allowed us to run more of our base runs.
Up 7 with a little bit over a minute to go, you decide to punt it and try to pin him deep. How close were you to giving Skiba a chance at a 49-yard field goal there?
Oh, probably 3 yards away. The concern that I had was, that on a few of the field goals, we had a little bit of leakage on the left side. And I just had visions of that thing maybe getting blocked and returned. And, I thought if we could pin them, put them inside the 10, they would have, about 50 seconds or 45 seconds to go 90 plus yards without any timeouts. So you're probably going to have 7 or 8 plays, and they had to score a touchdown. And I just did not want to risk the block kick there.
How often do you practice that punt and return, or not return, but down by Keyshawn Williams, and how big was that play?
Great play by Keyshawn, heads up play by a freshman, and we practice that every single week, Les. Every single week we practice that. So that's, it's not something that we pull out of our hip pocket on a Saturday.
What makes you most satisfied as a coach after a game like this, when you see someone you develop have 3 picks, and you also do what a lot of people said you couldn't in holding a running attack to the limited productivity they had?
Well, I'm just really proud of the resiliency of our football team. I mean, we gave up 270 rushing yards to NC State, and that was embarrassing. We were not happy about it. We've worked really hard to try to correct it. You never can say things are permanently corrected, but I feel a lot better about our run defense today than I did, in Raleigh about a month ago. So we've made improvement. We've gotten better. We still got to get better. I'm really happy now. It's a great win. I'll watch the film, and I'm sure I'll find 15 things we need to get better at. But that's the challenge of coaching. That's what we do, and we'll try to figure it out.
Is it safe to say A.J. Williams played his best game as a Deke?
I'm going to go to the cliche on that one, Les, and say I'll watch the film. So he seemed active. He made some good plays. He had a ball disruption. He set the edge a few times, made a few tackles. We played with all the safeties down. We played Trey Red as a high safety. And so AJ played most of the game as Rover. And he had an opportunity to make more plays. But again, I watched the film, but I would anticipate that he played pretty well.
Hey, Coach, it's Lauren Walsh. Your players said they feel like, they have something to prove to the rest of the conference, especially with the Virginia and then Virginia Tech lineup. So what does this win do for your team and say to the rest of the conference?
We played well today. It was a good win. I don't get into making statements or this means that, because it all depends how you follow up with it. So, we've played well the last 2 weeks, but we've got to keep it going. We've got another ACC game next Saturday. We've got to go on the road and win. And, I'm not into saying this win meant this, that, or the other. We played well tonight. And we prepared really well this week, and we got to keep doing that. And at the end of the season, we'll figure out what it meant.
Well, where would you say then the team's confidence is after this game?
Well, I think the team is learning that if they prepare really hard and put in a great week of practice and have a good Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, that those things show up on Saturday. You don't just show up Saturday and play well. The last 2 weeks, we've had very, very focused practices. I think part of it, honestly, in the pandemic is there's not a lot else for them to do. It's been so hard and so many sacrifices to play football. It's not like they can have much of a social life outside of football. So if we're going to do this, we might as well do it well. And that means dedicating ourselves every single day and every single week of really having good practices and being locked in and playing the game before Saturday. And, that message wasn't getting across, in the beginning of the year. And I think after, sometimes you learn a lot through failure. And I think the lessons we learned from the first 2 weeks, the players have taken it to heart. And if we do this, we want to do it well. So we're, we've prepared really well the last 2 weeks. I'm proud of our team, but we have to keep doing it. So we didn't believe it when people were telling us we were terrible and we'd be lucky to win a game this year, other than the FCS game. And now we can't believe it when people are going to start saying that we're good. We are who we are. And right now we're preparing the way a good football team should prepare. And my hope is we can just continue to do that.
Thank you.
Dave, with the uptick in cases, do you just hold your breath or close in your bubble a little bit more on campus? I mean, I know there's no playbook for this, but you guys just kind of close up ranks even more?
Try the best we can and hold your breath every Monday, Wednesday, Friday when we get tested. So, that's an advantage that I would like us to have, is if we can have more players available and healthy, that gives us an advantage every week. And ultimately, you can have all these rules and all these protocols. It comes down to players making individual decisions to protect the team.
Hey, Dave.
Yep.
Hey, it's Chris Idell from Hartman Radio. I was doing some stats. 3 straight games scoring first with your offense. Is that something that you guys been working on to get the ball in the end zone and get your defense, ready to go, knowing you're playing the top 15 team in Virginia Tech, could score real quick?
I think more than anything, after Clemson and North Carolina State, we just said we've got to start faster on both sides of the football. We can't waste drives. We can't waste possessions. And we got to get off to good starts. So we've been able to do that the last couple of weeks. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate your coverage and look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Go Deeks.
Thanks, guys.
All right, man.
So, Sam, what was that post game like? Coach Clausen gives you guys the post game out there at midfield, and then it's kind of like you guys went nuts with the music afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big win. But first, I'd really just like to say, Nick Anderson, you're welcome for throwing you so many picks in practice. I don't want to take the spotlight off him. Obviously, great player, but I really feel like I played a part in that. No, I'm totally kidding. But, yeah, it was awesome. Really just seeing those guys, a guy like, Nick Anderson. This guy's got blood. I don't know if you can see on TV, he's getting stitches right now. He busted open his chin, blood on his jersey. And, I mean, that kid is, definition of a Wake Forest football player, gritty, tough. And it's an honor to play beside him. It's an honor to have him on my team. And just that, I mean, that kind of, personifies why, we're going crazy out there. As guys like that make plays like that. And, you're just really excited. It's a big team win, and couldn't do it without anybody, short of anybody out there today. And really excited for the future of the football team.
Sam, and Coach Clausen was saying you guys were calling him Rudy out there when you guys on their shoulders. He's a lot better than Rudy, though, isn't he?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a lot of bit. I don't know who's the last guy to have. I think it was Amari Henderson, right? Last guy to have like 3 picks in a game. And that guy was like a 5th-year senior. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just that kid's a warrior. He battled all game, and I have no words to say, how proud I am of him. And, he's literally a walk-on freshman that showed up, 4 months ago and is out there making plays against a ranked team.
All jokes aside, did he get you a few times in camp?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, he got me. He's gotten me. I think he's gotten Mitch a couple times. Kern. I think he's got us all. You go away from Nick Anderson during practice.
Sam, your defense was huge tonight. Looking at them on the sideline, what does that mean for you in the offense when you see them playing the way they are and keeping Virginia Tech pretty much at bay for the most part?
Yeah, no, it's awesome, right? You're in on those meetings, the team meetings, and they talk about what they have to do to help you win, and what we have to do to help them win. And I think they've just been doing a great job. Shout out to our coaching staff, obviously getting in the right calls, and then just again, like the guys just making plays. Trey Red had a great tackle on a sweep, big 3rd down. Boogie obviously had a big sack on a third down. You know, again, Nick Anderson, I can't say his name enough. I know Miles Fox had a sack, and it's cool to see your guys. You know, like we've been here for I think 6-7 months. You know, we sat in dorms, we socially distanced, we've isolated, we've done all these things, and you know, when it all kind of comes out here and we're all dancing out there, it feels just for 10 minutes, 5 minutes that it's normal, and life is all sunshine and roses. So I think that was just a culmination of all those things, and guys just ready to celebrate after a huge win.
What were you dealing with when that hit? What exactly was it?
I just lost the wind. Like, they blew the whistle right as I caught it, so they wanted to wait, hold me a little so Curran could get warm. But no, I just landed on the football. These guys are pretty big guys, and it just knocked the wind out of me, and it just happens. I was trying to get it back, and I never really laying down the field, so I was trying to stand up, but it was just a little wind, so it makes you sound pretty soft. But I mean, it is what it is.
Sam, I know you're a team first guy, but if you knew that you were only going to throw for 110 yards in this game, knowing that it was likely going to be a shootout, you probably would have been a little bit concerned about the outcome, right?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, when you look at our drive efficiency and just the way we were, when we had to remove the ball, and obviously we had some penalties here and some missed opportunities, missed throws, and I mean, it is what it is, right? I'm super excited for the team. It's you come here to win football games, and the stats come with those games. And I mean, if I throw for 10 yards and we win the football game, I mean, I must have done something right at some point, I hope. And I just happy about the win, and the stats will come, and some games hopefully next week you throw for 600 yards or whatever.
Was there something in the reads where you found yourself rushing the ball a little bit more tonight?
I mean, they were getting some good pressure, but I mean, I think there was just some opportunities that were missed by me, just rushing a little bit, like you said. But I mean, it's just the course of the game. Plays happen, and just trying to run the offense, and take too many sacks.
I didn't mean it in a bad way. You gained some yards.
Yeah, trying to. Yeah, man. Trying not to get my head taken off too many times.
It seemed like a real party after the game, Sam.
Yeah,
the music. It seemed to be blaring there.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really get to do any celebrating after. So I guess that was kind of our post-game party. The football house party is, everyone, thinks that we do. But right now with COVID, we're not really doing much of that. So that was kind of our little, hoorah. And, now it's on to Syracuse. I think we play them actually. Yes? Okay, thank you. Good. We all good? Dave, good questions. You're muted. Come on, man. Dave.
Sir. I look good, y'all?
How big was third down in this game when you look at the stops in the red zone specifically?
Third down in this game was big because we know in the previous games, as you watch them, they didn't have that many third downs because they ran the ball so well up against opponents. So all week it was kind of hard to really come up with a game plan for third down because we know they ran the ball on third down a lot. So we also want to be able to stop the run on third down and also be able to rush the passes on third down too. And I feel like we did a great job of that. We knew when they was going to run the ball, and we knew when they was going to pass. So third down was pretty big because they didn't always get in third down very often. And I believe we're probably one of the only teams that really got them into third down situations a lot today.
Suleiman, what was the key to holding an offense that's averaging 40 points a game, holding them relatively in check to just 13 and getting this win? What was the key defensively to holding them in check?
The key this week was for guys not to be selfish. As a defensive line, as defensive linemen, you want to make the tackles and everything. But our job this week was to just straight knock the offensive linemen back and force to stretch the bubble back so our linebackers can fill in, the safeties can come down the corner so everybody else can make the tackle. It was for us not to be selfish this week, to just do our job. Everybody just do their job. Linebackers stay on top of the run, and we just keep knocking the offensive linemen back. And I believe my D-line did that today. We was unselfish. We weren't worried about making tackles. When the opportunity appeared for us to make tackles, we made the tackles when we needed to make, but we did our job. We focus on stopping the run, and just knocking the offensive line back.
Suleiman, what has changed the last couple of weeks that you guys didn't have the first couple of weeks? As far as defensively, where's the turnaround come from?
And I mean, when this season first started, it was up in the air. Guys didn't really know if this season was going to last or how it was going to turn out. So I could definitely say guys were unsure in the beginning. Guys didn't really want to put out. I mean, for me, I would say that it was kind of hard to put everything that you have into the season so far and know that it could get shut down at any moment. And then it's like, all right, I worked this hard for them to just stop the season, And I believe the best thing that's happened is we've seen that we're a team that we follow protocol, we stay safe in our bubble, and we follow Coach Costin's guidelines, and we all have our mask on. We don't go out to parties. We social distance from everybody else on campus, and we just focus on ourselves. And I believe also those bye weeks that we had, especially after the Notre Dame game got pushed back, and we had like 2 weeks to prepare for UVA, that allowed us to really sit down and think about what type of team that we wanted to be. Would we want to come out this whole pandemic at the end of the season just an average team, or would we want to come out of this pandemic and be a great team? And I believe all the younger guys, they locked in, and the older guys are pulling them along, and we want to be great by the end of this season.
Speaking of one of those younger guys, what's the best way you can sum up the day that Nick Anderson had?
All I'm going to say, he is an absolute dog. For him to be a walk-on a Division I level and do what he did these last couple of games he's been doing, especially today, that just shows you that if you put in the time and dedication into anything, you can make anything happy. I'm absolutely so proud of him. You know what I mean? When we brought it up in the middle of the field, everybody's yelling, put him on scholarship, because he's earned it. He has absolutely earned it. And then a whole bunch of the younger guys, other guys, Kalen, they're all coming up, they're all coming up there. Everybody's doing their part, especially this season where we're allowed to play so many more people than we ever have before. So guys are finding their role. But Nick Anderson, like I said, he's an absolute dog. And he's a guy I would love to have on my team no matter where I play.
Suleiman, what was that celebration after the chat with Coach Clausen, music blaring, you guys dancing all over the place? What was that like?
Oh, my God. I mean, last week's win against UVA was great, but this week's win is just like, I don't know, the energy in the air was just so much different. It was amazing to stand there and watch everybody just get so excited after a big win like that, because that was a win that we needed. We really needed, especially from last year, playing them, last year being such a close game, and, we losing, and then we come back this year, we stepped up, and we played them, and we beat them. That win, it just meant everything to us. And then just seeing everybody on the field having fun, that's showing you that this team is starting to come together to be a true team, and we're going to continue to get better every day. But that celebration on the field, it put a smile on my face. It's just showing me that everybody's having fun, and that's what the game is about.
Getting back-to-back wins against UVA and Virginia Tech, that has to be something special for you guys from Virginia, right?
Definitely. I mean, as a freshman, when I first got here, we played UVA. We beat them, but I wouldn't say I beat them because I didn't play that season at all. But definitely beating UVA and Tech and the back-to-back week, it means a lot. Now I can go back home and say I'm a state champion against these two top-tier teams that from Virginia. And it's always great playing teams from Virginia. Because I know some guys on both sides, both teams, and it's like, I can go home and talk a little smack, They can talk a little smack, but I can always say I beat them both, I know for Boogie, it's big for him because he's so close to Virginia Tech. I know last year's game was very, very close to him, and he had a heck of a game today, So, I mean, for us Virginia guys, just beating Virginia teams, just like, it's a great feeling, It's bragging rights. And we can definitely go back to Virginia and we can just say we beat y'all.
But to be clear, Waka Flocka is still cool in 2020?
Waka Flocka will always be cool in 2020.
Thanks.
Got time for one more for Suleiman?
I guess we do.
You guys good? All right. Thanks, Sue.
All right, thank you.
We'll open up for questions.
We'll take questions here for Loic.
Louis, how important was it to get the running game established early?
It was definitely important. We knew our tempo was going to be a big advantage over these guys. So, being able to, over the course of the game, wear them down, by either running the football, passing the football was one of the biggest advantages that we had. So we had to run the rock, whatever, by any means necessary.
Week, obviously, you guys had a big celebration at the end of the game there. What does a win like this do for your team moving forward?
It's definitely, it's helping us, like Coach Clausen mentioned, it's helping us come together so we can really, truly feel like we're starting to become like an actual unit and a team. It's been we haven't played a lot of games, so we had a lot of things to prove and we still do. So, being able to win these 2 past games against 2 good teams has been real, a good thing. And, being able to celebrate it, because when you celebrate, it's a feeling that you never want to forget. So it's going to it's like positive reinforcement to kind of help us in the future.
Anything else? All right, thanks. Now we'll take questions for Boogie Basham.
Hey, Boogie, just how satisfying is it to get wins on back-to-back games against UVA and Virginia Tech?
That's a great feeling. Just getting ACC wins, period, is a great thing. But getting back-to-back, it takes a lot of heart. We come in every day in practice, just working hard. So, the work talks for itself.
Walk me through that post-game celebration.
Oh, that's something new. I can get used to that. Seeing a lot of guys out there just having fun, dancing after a great team win. That's a great experience. Especially for the younger guys. Who's young in the program. Coming up, they're like, this is what happens out there and win. It's great. It's a great feeling. Why not want to win more?
One of those guys was Nick Anderson. Boogie, talk about his performance.
Nick, that's my homeboy. He a hell of a player. Walk on, but we treat him like a starter. Treat him like a scholarship player. If anybody on the team deserves a scholarship, I say it's Nick. He goes in, day out, watching film, practicing hard. Asking questions. If he doesn't know something, if he doesn't know it by the end of the day, he will know it. So when I say about Nick, he's a hell of a player.
Boogie, did you guys talk at all about not having students there and all that? And I know there's more cases on campus, but are you guys feeling pretty safe and in your bubble? Because you guys got to stay there if you want to keep playing.
Yeah, I thought we're doing a great job. All the players on the team, they know if you go out and do this, this is the consequences. So I feel like all of us as a team, we're very aware of what can happen if we go out. But we're all also just, we're happy being together. So, we're not risking going out, catching COVID, affecting the whole team. So I feel like all of us together are very disciplined.
Your sack was a big play, Boogie. What were you seeing on that, and just how big was that for the team?
I'll say, third down, big time players make big time plays at big times. The whole time I've been asking coach to call this call. He finally called it. So, I'm going up. I get a little tackle, a little stutter. I see him lean in. I pop back out. I see the quarterback step up, hit him right in his chest, ball fall out. Ain't much more to that.
Boogie, as a veteran on this team, what do you think a win like this could do for you guys moving forward?
Well, I guess, it's going to the season, back-to-back ACC win is great. Getting this big win, we got to carry the momentum into next week against Syracuse. We got to carry it all the way to the last game of the season, Just because, we lost our first game, that didn't bring us down. 3 wins in a row, that's very big for us. We just carry momentum from week to week to week.
Just generally, Boogie, what was the key to holding this team in check? They've been averaging 40 points a game, ridiculous amount of run yardage. But you guys held them in check and kept them to 13 points. What was the key to pulling this off?
the key to us, coach is talking about we're going every Tuesday, get the game plan. Talking about they're rushing for over 300 yards a game, putting up this amount of points, this, that, and the other. We take that as disrespecting defense. They come in here to Wake Forest in our stadium thinking they're going to run 300 yards. Nah, we took that as, disrespect. So we went out there every day working hard to, do what we got to do for the game plan. So, they came in thinking they was going to run it. We shut that down. Good. All right.
Nick, I heard you got stitches or something. Or how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, just a little glue here on the chin. No biggie.
Welcome to college football.
Yeah. What was this day like for you? Three interceptions, including at the end of the half, end of the game. Obviously, it's got to be euphoric.
Yeah, it's really all in the week's preparation. It starts with our coaches, and then it ends up with the players. We're in there every day. We're watching film, countless hours of film, and then on the practice field, we're intense and we're treating every day like it is a Saturday game day. And that's why, when we're called upon to be in position to make a play, we're making plays.
Which was your best interception?
Every single one of them for me, just because there's a big impact on the game and, come out again with a win. It's awesome.
And what does it say about they're supposed to be a running team and they kind of had to pass the ball tonight? You guys were able to adjust to that, I guess.
Yeah, the game plan. We came out there, our mindset was stop the run and make them beat us throwing the ball. And we showed that, our secondary, try and test us and we'll be ready for it.
Nick, did you ever have a game in high school or even before that with 3 interceptions?
I have not. It's my first, maybe 1 or 2 with 2 interceptions, but it's my first with 3.
Have you ever been carried off the field before like that?
I have not. I obviously love the guys, but it's not about me. It's about the team and especially our coaching staff and the preparation we put into the whole week for this game.
Nick, when we talked to you last week, you said it was a great feeling to be out there, have 9 tackles. This week, 11 tackles, 3 picks. This has to be even more of a better feeling, I would think.
Anytime we can go out there and get an ACC win, especially against a top 25 opponent, the feeling's awesome. Regardless of how I play, I missed some stuff tonight, gave up a touchdown. So, I have to fix that. But, anytime we come out the ACC win, it's a great feeling.
In general, the defense played really well tonight. What did you think of how well you guys played as a unit?
Yeah, we get better every week. And again, it just goes back to practice. Every time something, goes wrong, we have a ton of leadership that picks us up. We don't, shake our head or get down on ourselves. We think of how to fix it. And coming into today, our coaches challenged us. This team was running the ball for 300 some yards a game, and I felt like we came in and really slowed them down and kind of put a stop to that.
Nick, how would you describe the camaraderie on this team? Because it just seems like regardless of seniority or scholarship, everyone is really supportive of each other, and you're kind of the example of that today.
Yeah, I mean, and that was when I, was first talking to Wake, as a PWO. That was the first thing they said to me, whether you're going to be a first-round draft pick or, the last guy on the depth chart, everyone's treated the same, and it shows up on game day, how, not just, on an interception, but, how many guys on a third down conversion, for the offense, how many guys on the sideline are jumping up and down, everyone's excited. Everyone wants everyone to succeed. And, in the end, it just only helps us win.
Nick, since last week in your breakout game, did you hear from anybody unexpected this week leading into this game?
No. And hopefully not, because I'm not going anywhere.
I just meant like friends or anything that you hadn't talked to in a while or anything like that.
Some, just keeping up, some friends from back home. But, same crew,
Nick, what would be your reaction if I told you that the last time a Wake player had 3 interceptions in a game was about 15 years before you were born?
You know, I really have no reaction. Just interesting fact.
What was that? What was the post-game celebration like for you, Nick? I mean, it was loud. Folks were dancing around. That had to be a pretty special moment, right?
Yeah, you know, anytime you win a big ACC game, you know, and this is only 7% capacity, I can't wait for full capacity, you know. Oof. Good. Thanks, guys.